Okay, you guys, now this video is very important. This is one of those days when it's okay to take a look at your rules and say, okay, do they apply? Okay, so remember I told you guys that normally in the beginning of the week, I'm always only looking for trend trades. And then midweek, I'm looking for midweek reversals. However, I did tell you on my checklist that before I take trend trades, I always want to check for reversals, potential setups. Why? Because there may be, write this in your notes, days of exception. Okay? And if you have any questions about what I'm talking about tonight, and we're going to go to the charts and look at this, if you have any questions about it, just bring them to me on Wednesday's class, and I'll be more than happy to do it. It is open to the public. You don't have to buy anything. So days of exception means something different is out of norm with the markets. And so at that point, you have to be flexible with what the market is currently doing. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of trades that I'm in and a particular setup that I really wanted, but it is also looking at like it's set up for days of exception. So here's what I mean. Let's go to the charts. Right here, I'm in a pair on a Sunday, and this is why it's a day of exception, because normally on Sundays, I don't think about reversal trades at all. Matter of fact, almost all of my trades that I ever blew were because I was trying to take reversals on the Sunday, but there are, quote unquote, again, days of exception. And this looks like a day of exception. I could be wrong because it can stop and retest and push higher, so it could consistently do what it normally does. But I did take a trade on this because of the day of exception. What happened was, and I told you guys about this, the only time I see days of exception or exceptional days where the rule do not apply as far as me trend trading during early parts of the week and reversals in the middle of the week is if big news events have caused the price to shoot well beyond its boundaries, and therefore the price has to come back and level itself back out. On yesterday's video, it's actually Sunday now, so it's actually the same day, but it's in the evening. But at the time when you see this, it's actually going to be the next day, which is tomorrow. All right, so here's the deal. On Saturday's video, when I went through all the pairs, I told you to keep that I'm going to be keeping my eyes out for early reversals on the USD pairs. Why? Because the price of the Euro USD pairs and the Euro pairs completely collapsed on last week, well beyond their boundaries. And so I knew there had to be some recovery that's going to be happening. So I tried to wait patiently and see whether that was going to take place. And it is taking place as we speak. So this pair is AUD USD. Okay. As you can see right here, AUD USD on the 4 hour, and using our simple 415 strategy. See, it's hitting up to the top of my batter's box. Right here, that zone, double testing this region here, drop down to the 15-minute, and there's my arrow, and you can see I'm already in profit. Okay. This is not normal. Normally these setups, I only look for mid-week reversals. But again, because price action had pushed well beyond its boundaries on last week, it is doing it a bit early. So therefore, I do feel okay with breaking my normal pattern of trend trading at the beginning of the week and then reversal trading at trend trading at the beginning of the week and reversal trading at midweek point. Okay, let me go over this one. Remember I showed you guys on Saturday, those who saw my Saturday video, type below and say Saturday so I know that you're actually watching it, because it does take me time to do that video. For me personally, I can do it in 10 or 15 minutes and go through all the pairs twice, once with the Ocean Wave and once with the Simplicity system to do my own personal back testing. It can take me about 10 minutes to go through all of them, but to do it for you guys and explain it in video style, and going step by step, explanation by explanation, pair by pair, it takes time. So if you did see it, type Saturday below so I can know that you're actually participating, because if not, then I'll go back to doing it on my own. But I told you guys that also all the Euro pairs had completely collapsed on last week. And so therefore I was expecting a bounce to happen on them. And this is what we are currently seeing. There is a huge bounce on some of them. Okay, not all yet, but on some of them. At least the one that mattered. Oh, I gotta take a look at this one as well. Look at that. You see that? I'm gonna do it again. Okay, which I think, yeah, this is one I'm gonna take right here in front of you. So as you can see, this is what a 415 looks like. See, it hit to the bottom of my zone. Okay, everything is lining up for what I'm looking for. See that little green zone? Batter's box is sitting at the very bottom of it. That's what I want. And when it's bouncing, and I then look for 2 or more candles to show me, hey, this thing is really going to be sitting at this tested area. So that's what I'm going to look for. And we do have one that touched, and then we had one that came close and bounced right up out of there. All we do after that is just jump to the 15-minute, and there's our arrow to say, okay, yeah, it's time to ride this one. I could have got in way earlier. Dang it. Should have got in earlier. Could have got more pips, but let's go ahead and get this one right here. Okay. And go there. Now, I don't use the 15-minute to put my stop. If I did my analysis on the 4-hour, I need to go back to the 4-hour and do my assessment to put my stop loss below that zone right there. And I can always notch it up and adjust it. So I'll put it right there below my zone. Okay, since it already moved up quite a bit. Just in case it comes back and retests this, at least I won't get knocked out. So anyway, that's as simple as it gets. It's testing my 4-hour zone, drop down to the 15-minute. I got my arrow and I'm in this thing. See how close that is? You don't want it that close, because if there's a little double tap to retest this level, you don't want to get taken out too early. So that's why I use the 4-hour zone. See, right underneath my supply and demand zone box, which comes with the sexy analyst. So this is a simplicity system with the sexy analyst. Okay, so that's a day of exception. You can see that I'm already up on this one, about 16 pips. It did the same thing. See, it broke through. Okay, came right back in that lane, dropped to the 15 minutes, and there's the arrow. And I could have got in earlier on this one. I'm currently up 16 pips. But if I would have got in on this candle, that would have been about 26 pips. But either way it goes, it's profitable. Okay, and then of course I'm in this AUD, AUD, USD. Same thing, you hit the top, drop to the 15-minute, and there was the arrow. So it's really just that simple. It's really just that simple. We don't complicate our reversal process when we're trading. It's really just that simple. Look for what you're looking for on the 4-hour, those testing areas, drop down to the 15-minute, get in on the 15-minute arrow, and we ride it into the sunset. Let me make sure I got my stop. Yeah, I got my stop on this one. Okay, so if my stop loss is above the average daily range. This is not my indicator. It's just free. You can go anywhere on the internet and find the average daily range. And, you know, that kind of tells you where the ranges are. And so I try to put my stop above the high of the ADR to keep it out of range. That's my stop loss. And I can always use this as my TP, which is pretty accurate because you can see these are tested levels. And that will give me about 40 pips and about $2,000 on this trade. Okay. So again, this is just how simple it is. Okay. So I'm already a third of the way there, a fourth of the way there rather, because I want to get 40 pips up out of this thing. So if I get 40, that will be right there at the ADR low. Okay, and I got my stop at the ADR high. Okay, and that's it. It's really just that simple for reversal trading. Now, let me show you one more trade that I wanted to get in, which is my ocean wave. And let me get to that one. All right. So this one is one that is my baby. Oh, I like this pair. I really, really, really like this pair. And I really want to take this trade to the upside. It got everything I'm looking for right here. This is a nice one to take to the upside. The only concern I had on this one, though, is when I go here, days of exception. Okay. Normally I can give a flying fart about it. But look what happens here on the 4-hour. See? Problematic. Now, this thing can retest and push for about 24 pips if I really want to try to go greedy with it. But you can see it's already, let's drop to the 15-minute and look at the arrow. It's sitting right there saying no, going down. So that's the reason why I'm going to leave this one alone, because it's sitting out right at the top of my batter's box. You can see the red zone right here, Simplicity's red zone. It's sitting at the top. Went down, retested. You can see a resistance dot. Here's another resistance level here. Everything is saying that this is probably not the best time to test my luck on it. So instead of pushing my luck, I'd rather just leave it alone. This is a day of exception. So for those who have both my systems, this, you know, goodness well, if it wasn't at the top of that zone, I'll be taking this one all day long. I will repeat, if this one wasn't at the top of the zone, I will be taking this all day long, because this is exactly what I'll be looking for. All the green candles at the bottom, everything is looking beautiful. Everything is lined up from the 5-minute all the way to the 4-hour. Everything is peachy perfect. We got a candle right here saying, let's go get it. We got the MACD above the red line. Everything is very pretty. Problem is, it's next to a what? day of exception, and it's right there for a setup of a potential reversal. And therefore, when in doubt, please, if you have never taken any of my courses or bought my stuff, this is one of those times where you really want to hear what I have to say. I have been teaching this for years. When in doubt, stay out. Put that in your notes. When in doubt, stay out. It is not worth it for you to jump into a trade that you're really not sure about. So when in doubt, it's better for you to just simply stay out. It's not worth it. Trust me. Okay? Only take trades that you can lay your head down in peace and you're not going to worry about the trade. If you got to take that trade and you're going to be up all night thinking about that trade, every few minutes you're staring at the trade and this and that, then you shouldn't have took that trade. And this will be one that will be taking my piece of sleep, because I'm looking at it right here. Doesn't have much meat left on the bone. If you got my ocean wave trade system, this is exactly what I'm talking about in the tutorials. Not enough meat on the bone. So this one, there's not enough meat on the bone for me to be eating off of this one. So guess what? If I'm right and it drops, cool. But if I was wrong and it shot up, okay, I can live with it, because at least I knew that there was big concern on it. So yes, there's potential pips on it, but not enough for me to put my money at risk when I can take opportunities somewhere else. Everybody clear on what I'm saying? Okay. Hope you got it. All right. This is Uncle P, and I will see you in the next video. Leave a comment below if this video was helpful, so that for those who are reversal traders and those who are trend traders, you can see where sometimes the lines can get blurred. And you will have to make a conscious decision to say, okay, is this a day of exception? Or if I'm in doubt, what do? Stay out. Leave the trade alone. You can always live the trade another day. All right, you guys. See you in the next video.